here when it was on the table, actually.
Yeah?
You were moving around, I was like, hey, wait a second.
way.
That's the same color.
So I'm going to count you guys in 4, 3, 2, go for it.
Hey guys, it's Kirby. I am back with Tom Bacek. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if you don't know who Tom is, let me just break it down for you. Jennifer Lopez, Jessica Simpson, Zooey Deschanel, the list goes on and on and on.
Thank you.
You're a very lucky man.
I am.
All
I'm
these-
so blessed.
So blessed with these beautiful ladies. All right, Tom.
Okay.
So we're gonna play a little lightning round of sorts.
Perfect.
Are you game?
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. First thing that you can think of, tip or trick, just let us know, okay?
Okay.
All right, so tell me about a dry manicure,
Yes.
because I feel like this might be a good trick.
Absolutely. I prefer to do a waterless manicure.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because even though the water and the soaking and that is all very pampering, it can actually affect how well the polish stays. Your natural nail is very porous and it can actually absorb water, so much so that it could actually cause the nail to change shape.
I had no idea about that, Tom, so you're blowing my mind. And they consider me the beauty expert here at Popsugar, so here we go. What is the best cuticle tip that you have? And maybe a mistake that people make?
I recommend pushing back the cuticles. If you do this routinely, then you're not gonna have to worry about going in and cutting it. Now, if you do have a hangnail, like a piece of skin that's peeled back already,
Yep.
or excessive cuticle, you can cut that. What you have to be careful for is cutting too much, because your cuticle is actually a guardian that protects the matrix area where your nail cells grow.
Yep.
And if you take too much of it off, your body senses it as trauma and grows it back even thicker.
Got it, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So it's important to keep the cuticles pushed back. You can do this very easily and gently when your hands are soaking, like after the dishes or in the shower, in the tub. You can use a washcloth, a little bit of hair conditioner, and just softly massage it in, push back the cuticle. And if you do that, you should have nothing to worry about.
So when it comes to filing,
Yes.
I know that all files aren't created equal. Can you break
True.
down the filing trick? Because there are some different grits to look for and stuff like that, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Different files have different grits, which means how coarse the file is. Is it very rough or is it very smooth?
Do you want rough or smooth?
Great question. You want smooth.
Okay.
Because your nail is actually made up of layers.
Okay.
And so if you get down to like the microscopic level, if you're using a very rough or coarse file, on that, yeah, you take down your length very quickly, but when you get down in there and you're looking really small, that rough grit is actually separating those layers at the end and can cause splitting and peeling, I should say.
But how do we know if a file is smooth?
The higher the number, the smoother the file. If you get down into the lower numbers, like a 120, 100, or an 80 grit, those are very rough. And usually those are used for nail enhancements.
Okay, I was gonna ask that. I'm like, why would you even want one of those? But it makes sense now. One thing I think people always skip is the buffing portion of the manicure.
Yes.
Sometimes they do it at the salon. I feel like that's very luxurious, but is there a benefit to doing that at home?
After we've pushed back the cuticle, taking a buffer and focusing mainly around the cuticle area actually smooths out and tightens the cuticle down to the nail plate. So you have super clean, smooth cuticles.
Moving on to base coats. Is there a trick to applying base coat? Can we skip base coat? What is I know it's an anchor, right, for your nail
It is.
polish.
Base coat works a lot like a double-sided tape. So it adheres to the natural nail better than what nail polish adheres. And then it adheres to the nail polish. So you can, if in a hurry, you can skip a base coat, but you're not going to get the best wear. The best wear is going to be using a separate base coat and a separate top coat.
So when we're painting our nails, I've heard so many different processes with this. Like you can go downwards, you can go upwards, you can divide the nail in half. What is your technique?
What I do is I start with my brush about 2/3 of the way back on the nail.
Okay.
And I apply the brush and I put a little bit of pressure so the brush kind of fans out.
Yep.
And when doing so, it makes a rounded tip. Then I can push that back towards the cuticle and I come straight out off of the edge of the nail.
Yep.
Then I go back and I come down one side and then back to the center and down on the other side.
Okay, so then you have your paint on, everything's great. Top coat is absolutely necessary to keep your paint in place.
Yes.
And I've heard that you always want to go around the edge of your nail
It
to lock it in.
It does. It helps to, once you've done the top coat over the top, that's gonna seal and protect your color or your design. But then also just to cap off the edge of the free edge of your natural nail is going to help kind of seal that color off all the way around the edge of the nail. and it gives you a little bit longer wear.
Okay. And by the way, this turned into not a lightning round. This turned into an interview. But hey, I like it.
But
We're
hey,
getting
we
great
can do this.
information. How long should you wait for your nails to dry?
Great question. There's actually a trick to this as well. The key is to actually let each coat of polish dry for about a minute between coats.
This is all making sense. Life is magical, isn't it?
Yes. Wait, is this a trick question?
Life is magical.